We were 7 days out. 7 days from cradling a new life. 7 days from watching the sunrise in a hospital room as our child screamed their first breath. I'd timed everything, packed the hospital bag, installed the car seat, even practiced swaddling with a stuffed bear we named Trial Run. Everything was set. That night, we sat on the nursery floor folding onesies. Soft blues and pastel yellows. I held up a tiny sock and laughed. Can you believe their whole foot will fit in this? She smiled faintly, but it didn't reach her eyes. Then she said it. Calmly. Coldly. As if it were a weather update. I don't want you at the hospital. I blinked. What? When I go into labor. I want to go alone. I actually laughed. Like an idiot. Thought it was a hormonal joke or stress speaking. But she didn't laugh with me. She looked away, jaw tight, eyes swimming with something I couldn't name. Why? I asked, already feeling something in me start to unravel. Please don't ask, she whispered. Just trust me. Trust her? When she just exiled me from the most sacred moment of our lives? We argued. I didn't yell, but my voice cracked. I asked if I'd done something wrong. If she was afraid. If she didn't feel safe with me. She said nothing. Just pressed her lips together like every answer she had would do more damage. Eventually, I grabbed my keys and left. I drove around until the city blurred. I remember parking at some closed gas station, staring out at the flickering sign, wondering what kind of man gets banned from his own child's birth. When I came home, she was in bed, lights off, curled on her side, back turned to me. She never said goodnight. And I never closed my eyes. The woman I loved, the one who once clutched my hand and said, "We're in this together," had suddenly shut me out of everything. And I had no idea what I was about to walk into. The silence in our home wasn't loud, it was surgical. Clean. Precise. Like every word between us had been cut away, stitched shut, and left to heal wrong. She moved through the house like a ghost. Folded towels. Checked and rechecked her hospital bag. Practiced her breathing like she was alone in a birthing class. She didn't yell. Didn't snap. Just existed. Somewhere far from me. I tried. God, I tried. I made her tea. Sat near her in quiet hope. Asked gentle questions she dodged with half smiles and "I'm tired" answers. She let me sleep next to her, but she never let me in. On the second day, I noticed she'd changed her phone's passcode. The same digits we'd shared for years, our anniversary date, were gone. I tried it once, and when it didn't unlock, I felt this weird grief. Like a door inside my life had been slammed shut from the other side. Her mom stopped answering my texts. Just blue bubbles and silence. Her sister, who FaceTimed every weekend with her loud laugh and nosy questions, suddenly disappeared. No, can't wait to meet the baby. No, are you guys ready? Just nothing. Then came the third morning. I woke up to a text. I'm heading in. Please don't come. Just that. No contractions update. No water breaking story. No, it's time, moment we'd dreamed about. Just 6 words. I sat on the couch, staring at the message like it would change if I blinked hard enough. The baby bag we'd packed together was still by the door. Her slippers still in the hallway. But she was gone. I wanted to rush to the hospital. To ignore the message and fight for my place in that room. But I didn't. I didn't want to make it worse. So I waited. And I waited. And then my phone rang. Unknown number. But local. I answered with a shaking hand. Hello? A man's voice. Calm. Firm. Sharp like a scalpel. Mr. Adams? This is Dr. Follerin from Rose Hill Medical. I need you to come immediately. I stood. Is it the baby? Is it my wife? Both. Please come now. My mind spun. I didn't know what had gone wrong. But whatever it was, she didn't want me to know until it was too late. The drive to the hospital felt endless, red lights I don't remember stopping at, honks I didn't hear. My hands trembled on the wheel. My mind painted worst-case scenarios. Emergency C-section, baby not breathing, blood loss. I was preparing for grief. But nothing prepared me for betrayal. When I arrived at Rose Hill Medical, I sprinted to the front desk, breathless, desperate. Room 208, the nurse said. Then paused. Wait. You're the husband. I nodded, confused. Her expression flickered something between pity and surprise before she politely led me down the hall. We passed the waiting area. I caught a glimpse of her family, her mother, her sister, an uncle. They saw me. And in perfect unison. They looked away. Like I was a stranger. Or worse, a trespasser. No smiles. No, he's here. Just silence and side eyes. My heart thundered in my chest. We reached the door. Inside, monitors beeped softly. The room smelled like antiseptic and iron. My wife lay on the bed, pale and sweaty, but not from the pain of labor. Her eyes widened when she saw me. Not with joy. Not with relief. But with terror. Like I'd just walked in holding a gun. She said nothing. Not even my name. Just covered her face with one arm, shoulders trembling. That's when the doctor pulled me aside. His voice was tight, professional. But there was something raw underneath it, like he didn't want to be the one to do this. Sir. There's something you need to know. My stomach turned. She listed someone else as the father. On the birth certificate. I blinked. What? I'm sorry, he said gently. We confirmed it verbally with her earlier this morning. You weren't notified because she signed an access restriction form. I only called you because there were complications. It hit like a steel bat to the chest. The room tilted. My mouth went dry. My knees almost gave out. Another man's name? Another man's name? I looked back at her. And that's when she started crying. Not from pain. Not from contractions. But from something deeper. Something uglier. Guilt. And in that moment, I knew this wasn't just betrayal. This was premeditated. Planned. Hidden. From the woman I thought I knew. The mother of the child I thought was mine. She didn't fight it anymore. No more vague answers. No more cold shoulders. No more, please don't ask. Just raw, ugly truth, the kind that rewires your DNA in real time. He was my ex, she whispered, her voice cracking like ice under weight. He came back just before we. I sat down slowly, the walls tilting around me. She said he ghosted her years ago, left her broken. But when he showed up out of nowhere, reappearing like a bad dream that smelled familiar, she was in a confused place. We'd had a fight that week, something stupid about curtains and money. And in her spiral, she reached out. Or maybe he did. Either way. They met. Talked. One thing led to another. I thought it meant nothing, she said. I told myself it was closure. 2 weeks later, we made love. The kind where you think the world finally makes sense again. Then the test came back positive. And she prayed, begged the universe that the baby was mine. But the doubt lingered. Not because of science. Because of guilt. I was terrified, she said, sobbing. I didn't know how to tell you. I thought maybe if I handled it alone, the shame wouldn't spread. That's when she dropped the final bomb. I listed his name because. Just in case. If he was the father, he had a right to know. I stared at her in disbelief. The woman I shared my bed with. My life. My dreams. Had written another man's name under father, not because it was true. But because she wasn't sure. And because she couldn't face me with the truth. And then, like a punch to the soul. He's here. He came to the hospital this morning. I asked him to stay. Just in case it was him. My mouth went dry. My pulse slowed. He's here. She nodded. Down the hall. I stood. And from the door, I saw him tall, confident, holding a cup of coffee like he belonged in this story. No panic. No confusion. Just waiting. Waiting to hold a child that might have been his. Might have been mine. And the moment that broke me? The nurse handed him the baby first. I stood there, the man who painted the nursery, built the crib, picked the name, watching a stranger hold my newborn before I ever touched her skin. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I didn't demand an explanation. I just held my daughter. And I broke. Right there in that cold hospital room, surrounded by people who had known the truth while I was kept outside, I held the one person in the world who hadn't lied to me. The one who didn't ask to be born into this mess. And I cried. My wife, or the woman I thought I knew, sobbed harder than I'd ever seen her. She begged. Her family joined in. She panicked. She didn't know how to tell you. She didn't mean to hurt you. But she did hurt me. She knew how to lie. She knew how to hide. She knew how to bring life into the world and plan my absence like I was just some extra. I stayed that first night more for my daughter than for her. I held her tiny fingers while she slept, wondering if she'd ever ask why I wasn't there when she entered the world. 6 months later, I'm still in her life. I'm there for every bottle, every giggle, every midnight fever. But I don't live in that house anymore. And I don't wear my wedding ring. Some betrayals aren't loud. Some don't scream through slammed doors or cheating confessions. Some are quiet, like being erased from the story of your own child's birth. If the DNA test says she isn't mine, will I walk away for good? Honestly, I still don't know. But let me ask you. Would you ever forgive someone who tries to rewrite your role in your own child's beginning? Let me know. I'll be reading.